Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coaching for Coaches, where we discuss what it takes to become a superstar life coach. My name is Anna, and I've been a life coach for 9 years now, 7 years outside YouTube, and most recently, for the last 2 years, I've been coaching on YouTube with my Magic and Miracles channel. And it's been quite an adventure, and I'm here really kind of delivering my wisdom and knowledge of what coaches are supposed to actually be like. And so I've trained a lot of coaches prior to YouTube, and upon my arriving on the scene, so to speak, I've coached quite a few therapists and coaches alike. And I wanted to create this channel in order to share my thoughts. And if your thoughts resonate with mine, in other words, if you agree and you want to become a coach, all the information is below for you to book my coaching. Now, what do I do in coaching for coaches? I train high-level coaches who want to bring their A game in being authentic, in helping people, in creating something one of a fucking kind. No need to regurgitate, no need to copy anybody, okay? And we're going to discuss these things in this audio. I help you create packages, program, courses that are going to stand out in the market and be unlike anybody else's. This is the entire premise of how you should conduct your coaching business. People have seen million, quadrillion, trizillion times over the same bullshit, like Neville Goddard being regurgitated, and parentheses here, hugely misappropriated his teachings because they're just using it like toilet paper. It's obnoxious. I think the majority of people who claim that they're coaches are not coaches at all. They're just people who jumped on this wagon for the money only. They have no interest whatsoever in helping people. Why I'm so 100% sure is because I hear this in my coaching from the clients that came from other coaches. You all know who they are. They're all on internet. Some of them have quite a following. And some of them actually charge more money than me, which I find hilarious. So this audio is dedicated to understanding this movement right here. We're about to embark on it. Enough people are pissed off that the fraudulent kind of coaches, the coaches that have no business being a coaches, are going to be put out of business. This is 100% my prediction, 100% my belief. And so the market, the coaching market, is actually wide open right now as we speak, wide open for authenticity. Wide fucking open. Okay, a lot of people when I coach and they tell me, coaching for coaches, when I do it with a client, they tell me, what do I have to bring and what can I contribute and who am I to coach and what if it's been done over, a million times over? You know what? It hasn't. And I have good news for you. It hasn't been done 20 million times over, because it hasn't been done your way. And this is of paramount importance, and I'm going to continue stressing this on my channel for everybody to have this sink in, but most importantly, to encourage the people, just like I did in the previous audio on this channel, to own up to the fact that you're put on this planet for a reason. If it's your calling to become a coach, an advisor, a consultant, whatever you want to call it, then do it. Because your fear will mean nothing in the end when you'll see how much help you are delivering to these people. For now, this business, I don't believe it's going to be too much longer. I believe that, a couple of people out there will be sued the shit out of, and they will be brought to senses that this cannot continue, like copying, like parroting, heavily borrowing, let's just be polite, of material. This is fraud. This is a scam. You need to show up and you need to bring your A game. You also cannot treat your clients like whatever. They remember this shit for life. Okay, you cannot be unprofessional and show up to a session talking about yourself or disregarding what your client is telling you and not delivering the help that they need. All of this, if it's not public right now, it's going to become public. And no amount of, Reddit post and trying to bash a coach who actually does a good job and does the right thing will suffice in this movement to completely make it a known fact. When there is a fraudulent and scam artist coach, they will be reported in some place. I predict this will be reality very shortly. You have the chance right now. If you are benevolently positioned, if you're coming into this business for the right things, the only thing I would say is to be the best coach that you could possibly be, the best support that you could possibly be to your clients. You have an opportunity unlike any other right now. Unlike any other. Right now, you can stand out like a fucking superstar just because you're authentic. Just because you're not doing all this fucking bullshit that the rest of the, herd is doing. Seriously. I mean, they made themselves into a mockery. Some examples are brighter than others. Let's just be honest, okay? But you have an opportunity right now to completely revolutionize this. And so my prediction also, I've made 3 so far. This is the third one, is that at some point this will be regulated. At some point, again, enough lawsuits will happen and enough people will be pissed off that there will be some kind of a regulation. There will be some kind of a real deal, okay? Verification of who does what and who is who. Right now, I swear to God, you can go online and for $150 or something like that, something really small like that, you can get a certification just about for anything, okay? And then these people plaster it on their YouTube About page. Oh, I'm a certified in this and certified in that. You're certified in nothing. You just paid the money. A cow can go up to the computer and pay $150 and get that certificate. This means nothing. What it actually takes to become an authentic coach is bring your A game. What does it mean? Bring your authenticity. Your personality, how you want to teach, what you want to do. Paying attention to no one and not worrying about being popular. You know this crowd? I'm popular with my fake eyelashes. Like whoever is a coach who wears fake eyelashes, like really cheap ones. I don't mean like these expensive ones that people spend a ton of money on. The really cheap ones, that should be sign one that this person doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. I swear it's true. You're laughing too. It's true. Okay? It's not about being fucking popular. Okay? It's not about the glitz and glamour. It's about how much you care for the people. And if you care enough about this coaching that you will produce for other people, you will put in your hard work to make sure the material is ironclad. This will serve you. And the follow-up, of course, after you've worked on this golden material and you really know that you sound unlike anybody, unlike anybody. Sorry. You will for sure then want to have some kind of a protection. And this I teach in coaching. I've had to learn it myself. I didn't pay attention much to certain things when I started coaching on YouTube. And since then, I've had to learn certain protections that you have to have in place, and which will either way, whether you have this or not, you will have the protection in the court of law where your material is automatically protected, is automatically copyright protected, whether you register it or not. However, it's still good to have these precautions, and this I can discuss with you one-on-one. The number one thing is to create your gold and then protect your gold. You have to have certain things in place that will protect you, and that if there's a chance, or if there's such a event that somebody goes out of their way to copy you, to mimic you, to take your material and claim it's theirs, you will, definitely be able to take action against it. As a worst case scenario, at the very least, they will think twice. Because you do need an agreement in which certain things are outlined. But other than the agreement, there are certain other things you should know. And that I share in code. This is a profession just like any other profession. You go to a doctor, you expect to be helped. You go to an artist, you expect to buy art. You come to a coach, you expect to get helped, okay? But the only exception, okay, is when your client doesn't come along on the journey of where you're taking them and isn't receptive. If you've delivered the product and you're completely, you were there completely for the client and it was just one of those clients, and I've had them here and there where they're just set in their ways and it's impossible to drag them out of there unless they make up their mind to open themselves up for suggestions. That to me is the only exception. Everything else is a non-excuse for you to not show up for your client, not to deliver. That's your job. And so the delivery then becomes of your art form, of your authentic art form. How are you positioned in life right now? And you are, with your experiences, with your drama, trauma, panorama, whatever you overcame in your life that made you want to become a coach. That's your gold mine, okay? That's your gold mine. So you need to produce, kind of like the expression is bottle it, right? Put it in a package that makes sense for the person to invest in, that makes sense to spend money on, and the amount of money also has to make sense. I mean, depending who you're targeting and what is your specialty, of course. But it has to be very concise. It has to be that you believe in it. It has to be that, let's just even pretend that you kind of, fearful or insecure in this department right now as we speak. Well, you know what? I've met people in my coaching who may have had insecurities and fears and this and that. But on the front of what they did know, in terms of a certain subject, a certain situation that they've experienced, that they overcame, a certain something that worked for them, they're an expert in a certain field that they can talk about forever. I can give you countless of examples, but I'd be violating the confidentiality agreement with my clients, and so I won't. But there's a lot of people who have a truckload of knowledge that they're not sharing. Why are you not doing that? You will put all of these copycats to shame, to shame. This can be your opportunity to step into this army that I truly and honestly, wholeheartedly believe there's a movement happening right now. People have had enough. It's enough. It's enough. And why I'm saying coaching is a profession, it really is a profession. And it needs to be treated in that way. There's too many coaches right now, like I said, that don't belong being a coaches. And they decided that that's what they wanted to do one day, rolled out of bed and started recording YouTube videos. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. You really need to have experience. You really need to be passionate. You really need to know your shit. And even if you're insecure as far as teaching others, as long as you know your shit and you can talk about it for hours. And of course, you can learn new things and kind of like polish out some methods and strategies and the ways of teaching, but that you're bringing your A game, your authenticity. And by the way, I just realized it's the same letter. A game is authenticity game. That worked out. As long as you're bringing your A game, you are in charge. You're in charge of your business. Nobody can copy you. Even if they tried, they will fail miserably, and they will, public humiliation is what they choose. So then be it. I think we should really get behind the wheel. Those of you, the good ones, the good coaches out there about to become coaches, or if you're already a coach and you want to level your game up. And how you can level your game up always is to process some personal drama, trauma, panorama. Because let me tell you something, I hear this sometimes from people, people I coach and things like that. There's also this concern of, how will this affect me personally? Am I going to pick up people's energies? I'm afraid of, being sucked into this and all of that. So this question right here, if a person is asking themselves this, I can tell you from my personal experience, is the only reason they're asking this is because they have not processed something within themselves. Because if you're pure and processed and you've dealt with all the things that you needed to deal with, you don't suffer from the same problems and it does not occur in your life anymore, you are not afraid of other people's energy. Because you now know your energy so well that you can very well distinguish other energies from yours. And you're not afraid of picking it up, thus you won't. There's an agreement that has to be with you, from you to you, whereas I love myself, I've processed my emotions of the past, I've dealt with my issues, they're no longer showing up in my world, and this is going to empower me to not attract any energies, to not get swayed, to not be afraid of anything, and jump into any situation, any conversation with any client you might have, totally prepared to deliver. So this part, that what I saw over and over again in well-meaning coaches, not for nothing, but even in well-meaning coaches, there's stuff that you yourself right now are struggling with. You're living out a situation, yet you're coaching in this department. Now, again, well-meaning you are, some of you, but this you owe to yourself completely, okay? So again, I offer this coaching course, basically the coaching package for coaches. It's $49.50. I offer Klarna and Afterpay and all these things. If you need this is an investment for your business. If you are already a coach and you don't need, help setting up your business, then you know what? You could just come into my coaching as an individual, because I think in that particular case, I don't really need to kind of like polish your coaching program as much as I need to polish you, let's just say. So that's a different situation. But if you're starting out and you're fresh, yeah, this is an investment that will pay enormous dividends, because I will teach you everything that I know and everything that I learned not to do as a coach, as a business owner, to alleviate certain things, let's just say. Okay. And I had to learn a lot on YouTube about certain things that can and cannot be done. It's, a lot of information all at once you come on YouTube, but certain things that have happened definitely taught me how to tighten up the protection game, let's just say. Because I'm going on the assumption, and I know that this is true, my audience is very intelligent and very savvy, is that I'm speaking to people who are made of gold. I know this. So you need to protect your fucking gold. You do need to do that. Nobody can really take it away from you. Again, you shine like a superstar if that's what you're made of. If the only thing right now that's stopping you is kind of like this, again, insecurity of, am I going to be good enough? Who am I to say this? Who am I to teach? Who am I to coach? Well, you know what? Your experience justifies it. Your experience, your knowledge, your passion. I believe that's all you really have to do to start, given that you've processed your trauma panorama, and you have, and we can work on this as well, by the way, just to be clear. In the $49.50, I offer kind of like both. I want to check your engine. I want to make sure your emotions are processed. You don't no longer have any undealt with issues personally. And at the same time, I really coach you to design your program, to set up your website, your YouTube channel, etc. I really curate the entire process for you. And the thing is, why do I love doing this? Well, I think it's obvious. I'm really passionate about authenticity. I'm really passionate about delivering coaches to the world that actually know what the fuck they're talking about. I think we're kind of headed with this bullshit of a lot of people, just 99% of people, really high percentage. It's up there. I don't know if it's 99, but whatever. It's really high up there. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Regurgitating other people's material. Who told you could be a coach like that? I mean, you can be a journalist, maybe, regurgitating other people's shit. At best, a lousy journalist at that, where no point of view. Even a journalist has a fucking point of view of their own. But it's enough of this. And I love setting people on track because I don't view this as competition, because nobody can be me. Not even if you tried. Nobody can be me, nobody can be you, nobody can be that other person. You have this authentic gold built into you, like the golden Buddha that you are. This is how I talk to my coaching clients, individuals, that you haven't cashed in on. I mean, I'm just saying, literally and figuratively, because this can represent your destiny if this is your inclination and if this is your passion. And if you have a calling like that, there definitely is an audience out there for you, 100%. And so this is why I'm passionate, because everybody is irreplaceable in that sense. I don't feel any reason to, let me just say it correctly for a second here. I don't see it as competition. I don't think there is such a thing as competition. I think there's only copycats, and then there are like the real deal people. So if you're the real deal person, then all you need to do is to make sure you are the golden Buddha, in that your material is golden, and then you need to protect it. In the meantime, yes, even if you have issues right now, personally, you should work through them. You should work through them, but that does not deprive you of creating something in the meantime before you start coaching. But putting all the issues away before you coach people, I think it's essential. It just has to be. Just has to be. You could be, again, the most benevolent coach on earth, and then you have something triggering in your system. First of all, it's going to show up in your clients. I've heard this from my coaching, from my coaches, clients who are coaches, and it's going to remind itself to you. But most importantly, like I said, I don't think you'll be very well emotionally equipped to deal with these things, because you yourself are dealing with that thing. And so the mirror will reflect to you in your clients, quite frankly. So it's best to deal with it now, so that you can embark on this journey of, I know exactly, what my boogie monsters are. I'm not going to let those deter me. I'm going to persevere and really know how to put it all together in my mind, to put it in the place, to put it away for good. That's an important process, because it's just going to facilitate a lot of things in your coaching career, in your coaching practice. You need to be yourself a clean slate, a clean canvas, as I often say. You really need to come ready to dive into another person's life without getting sidetracked with your own bullshit. Because inevitably, and you see this all the time in other coaches, and you can observe them, you can go watch YouTube till the end of time, but you can observe, more or less, you can tell what the person's hang up is in their own life, if they haven't yet processed some kind of issue, because they're constantly talking about it in a very kind of, in a way that you understand that this is their problem. Not that they're trying to help somebody else, but it's their problem right now, kind of deal. It's not coaching, they're just like venting is all that's happening. So in order to avoid that and to have a very kind of, as much as possible, I mean, listen, everybody's projecting, but what are they projecting? Every coach projects, but a coach can project, let's just say, their trauma panorama onto you as a client, or a coach can project confidence, security, safety, tranquility, peace. right? This is the kind of, excuse me, coach you want to be. This is the kind of coach you want to be who doesn't bring their bullshit to the table. They have enough of their bullshit, their own bullshit. So if you are this golden Buddha in the making at the moment, we're all golden Buddhas, we're all golden Buddhas, born golden Buddhas. But if you are right now this coach in the making, maybe this is something for you to strategize, to really put things in place that you've struggled before, and to most importantly focus on your material and what you bring to the table. Because I'm telling you right now, this movement is just about, it's kind of like there's already whispers, a little kind of like shouts here and there, but it's going to become a rumbling, and before you know it, it's a state of emergency. We need to do something about these coaches, and how do we regulate this shit? I'm telling you, it's coming. So why don't you be that pioneer? Why don't you create this for yourself in your life, where you literally win in life by being an authentic person? It's already happening with the media. The bullshit doesn't fly anymore. It's happening here too. People, like, just the planet is rising in frequency. It no longer supports bullshit as it used to, ages ago. People are becoming more and more aware. People are already smart, very wised up. Let me just say it like that. I'm really impressed with the YouTube audience. I really, really am. Excellent detectors. But so it's happening now. Give yourself that chance. Maybe this is for you. And if, like I said, you will be the judge of that. If it's in your heart to help people, this is the movement that's happening now. You can really, you could say take advantage, but I mean, this is just your inspiration to get in the game, and the game needs you. All right. If you have any questions, the links are all below. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.